Throughout human history, many religious and spiritual teachers have walked among us, offering guidance and perspective on our lives, our passions, and our desires, and to give answers to the great questions. Why am I here? What is the meaning of life? How can I be happy and at peace? How will I find love, and where will I find comfort in times of pain and loss? And while many of the great religious traditions of ancient times, from lands as diverse as India, Egypt, China, Judea, and others, all have different external appearances and rituals, most share one common theme. The kingdom of heaven is within. Our own heart is our temple. Knowing yourself is enlightenment. Be still, look within, and you will find God. Today, we see esoteric arts such as astrology and the ancient concept of the chakras and realize they are a response to that admonition to seek within, a guide to what is going on inside you. So I'd like to give a brief description of what chakraology is. It's basically a look at your spiritual anatomy. It's the way we work on the energetic or spiritual level. Basically the building blocks that we're all given to work with. And so the idea is that when spirit shows up in the physical world, or when spirit manifests, it does so in a sevenfold manner. And so we essentially have 7 flavors of spiritual energy to work with. Spiritual energy is combined and expressed slightly differently in each one of us. So the way we think, the way we feel, the way we act, all comes across differently, and yet at the same time it's a blend of these same 7 energies inside of us. So in the West, where we tend to externalize most of our attention, most of our focus, we emphasize mythologies and stories. So we have gods and goddesses and monsters and heroes that have great adventures and dramas and passions, and whose energies and stories live on in the planets of astrology. And in the East, which in a very broad sense has a more introspective culture, they developed the system of the 7 chakras, which are spinning wheels of energy that reside within the body. And so when you begin to look at chakras, and then you look at the planets and you compare them, you see that they actually match up. And then you see all the similarities and you realize that the information must have sprung from the same source. That in fact, these are 2 different ways of explaining the same idea, the human condition. So chakraology is just that, the blending of the East and the West, bringing those 2 disparate, seemingly disparate ideas back together into one cohesive picture of what it means to be human. Chakraology looks at the 7 chakras and their corresponding planets to give a detailed and vibrant description of what's going on inside of you, the way you are put together spiritually. It's the anatomy lesson you didn't get in school, and yet it underlies and informs all that you are, every breath, every heartbeat, every thought, and every feeling. And so we come to understand that when we move our physical bones and muscles to pick up an apple or take a bite, or go to work, or make love, or shake a fist in anger, that not only is there a thought behind the action, or the desire to satisfy our hunger, but beneath the thought or the desire is a spiritual component, a reason and a purpose for everything that you are and everything that you do and all that you become. Chakraology is a study and the realization of your purpose.